Of course, we're here for Slap News, catching up with the King of Kings, Ryan Phillips. We know he's been working hard. He's been coaching. We know he's getting a ton of knowledge and experience as he's rehabbing. We know he's got medical clearance. Let's get into him. Let's bring the hype man in ourselves. Bring him in here. Bring him live. Ryan, how you doing, my man?
I'm fucking fantastic, brother. How are you doing, Corey? It's been a
I'm
while.
I'm doing good, man. I see you got the guns out, back into
Sun's out,
training.
guns out. Oh, yeah.
Yes,
Getting big.
sir. Yes, sir, my man. How you feeling overall?
I feel fantastic, man. Been doing a lot of training, getting back in the gym ever since I was cleared. It's like a new lease on life, man. I got my arm back. I'm slapping, not the bot, but I got my own little things that I slap and
Mhm.
just getting back to it, buddy.
Awesome, man. Awesome. Glad to hear that. I know you've been chomping at the bit. You're obviously stirring the pot, trying to keep things interesting and exciting. It looks like you're holding no bars. Anybody who steps in front of you, you're going to go after them. One of the originals, man, Dwayne Crespo, back in the day, I see you drop a little post about him. What's that all about?
I don't know, Dwayne Crespo. He likes to run his mouth a little bit. I don't think he knows he's running his mouth, but a lot of stuff gets back to me. And he in the house. A lot of the guys, including myself, would think of Dwayne as being very conceited, and he would kind of like disregard people in a weird way.
Mhm.
And I know when me and him were fighting, he would not even acknowledge that I was even a threat to him. So, but I guess I mean I could see as a competitor you would do that, but it was kind of like condescending, and he would be condescending to a lot of people. So I'm just sticking up for everyone, brother. A lot of people don't want to say anything, but I'm not afraid to because we were friends and
Mhm.
everything of the sort. But the truth is like I just don't like how he says that he walks around. He goes, "I'm the best at this," or "I'm the best." He told someone, "I'm the best power slap coach." And it's like that for me, that's very degrading to me, degrading to John Davis, the Bell, Donovan Cross, Robert Trujillo, anyone who's coached because he hasn't coached an event. He doesn't know what it's like, and it's very different from just going to the gym and coaching. And I know someone out there said that we're not coaching, we're just cornermen. No, that's not true. I was in the Apex Center, I was in the Performance Center training people. I had one-on-one training sessions with two of the super heavyweight power slappers. I trained them top to bottom. Well, not so much top to bottom, but I helped them with everything, including the rules and how to perfectly set up and time your shot and you know think just coaching. I coached.
Mhm.
I'm a coach. I signed a coach's agreement. I have coach on my shirt. You can't tell me I'm not a coach. So, whoever said that, you know who you are. That was fucking dumb as shit. And next time you say that, you're gonna be in my crosshairs. Like Corey said, you step in the way, you're gonna get ran over. I'm a trained man. I'm reckless. I don't give a shit who you are. I don't give a shit if we're friends. If you start barking at me or poking the bear, you're gonna get bit.
Absolutely, dude. In the beginning, everyone was pretty cordial. Everybody was buddy buddies. The OG, the original crew, kind of stuck together, and there wasn't too much controversy going around. We're starting to see the change, the growth of the roster of Power Slap. We're starting to see some of these rivalries heat up. A guy like Dwayne. I mean, when you lose, you leave yourself open to some criticism. If you keep on winning, it gives you it's you're a little bit harder to attack. I mean, Dwayne obviously has had two number one contender opportunities in his grasp. How hard was it for you to sit on the sidelines and see somebody who you were, there for the final, one of the biggest matches in the road to the title, Series One, go on and have these opportunities? And man, did you wish it was you?
No. Actually, you know what? I respected Dwayne up until just recently, until I heard him saying things like he was the best coach. Like he's telling people he's the best coach, and that, like I said, that it's not. I mean, maybe degrading is the wrong word, but it's
Mm-hmm.
like I said, condescending. Like I feel like he doesn't know that there's other people that actually did this shit. I'm changing the game, and it's like I'm changing
Mm-hmm.
the game for him, and he's using everything that I'm doing for himself. It's a very odd like situation. Um, but watching him do his thing, going up against the Bell, going up against Nate. Me myself, honestly, I love seeing him compete. I'm not gonna say I'm not an Iron Giant fan. I love seeing him compete. I love seeing what he does. Um, do I think you know, it's not something. I mean, he deserves to be where he's at. I'm not gonna lie. He beat Cody. He beat who did he beat? Stretch Strickland. Um, he beat Dorian, which was weird. But if he's getting success through doing his thing, then that's great. But
Mhm.
don't post up Iron Giant or Jello Giant slumber parties, and all it is just basically you guys just throwing up like no weight at all. Like I see people fucking clean and jerking with no weight on it, and like it looks like they're just hanging around, just doing photo ops, really, and just
Mhm.
doing that, which is great. I mean, you have to do that stuff for your social medias, and obviously I do it as well. But don't say it's like some life changing, gonna make you better type deal, because honestly, from what I'm seeing, a lot of people are getting some bad habits from what he's teaching. You don't, this guy's teaching multiple slaps. Like you don't need multiple slaps. You need one slap to knock your fucking opponent out. And if you're not trying to knock your opponent out and you're doing something different, then what the hell are you even there for?
I hear you, man. I mean, I'm gonna give him some credit. I think at least he's getting out there. He's spreading the word, trying to drum up some interest in some different markets, and hopefully, like trying to get the sport cleaner for some of these young guys coming in that may not have the experience. So,
But a lot of us are doing that already, and we're just not
mhm.
boisterous about it. We're not
Yeah, I
trying to
hear
be
you.
a TikTok star about it. Like this
Yeah.
guy. This guy's trying to. He's not doing it for the people. He's not doing it for the people he's training with. He's doing it
Hmm.
for himself to get to because let's face it, Dwayne doesn't work. Dwayne doesn't. He has no real life. I don't know. Um, Aside from maybe training and stuff and power slap. So he's going around to his friends. He's trying to be friends with
Hmm.
these guys. You know what I mean? So it's not really training. It's just like maybe some training, but it's more photo opish and not really. It's not effective in my opinion. Like I'll tell you this. I saw what he did with Alan Klingbeil. Klingbeil and me, we had a special thing going on. He was my secret weapon. I taught him a lot of stuff. Now he's trying to teach him this fucking speed fucking shit, and it's you don't need that, bro. If you're trying to make someone flinch, first of all, the person shouldn't be flinching regardless. They should be standing there. So even if you're trying to make the person flinch, they shouldn't be flinching. It's against the rules.
Hmm.
So it's pointless for you to try to get someone to flinch if they're not going to flinch to begin with because they don't want to get penalized. So, just I just think it's weird some of the things that he's teaching, and I don't think it's effective. I just think it's creating bad habits and it's going to cause fouls for these guys.
Gotcha, my man. Fast forward now. Let's say what's it probably been 8 months, 10 months, kind of thing. Dwayne's sitting there, number two contender in the heavyweight division. You're still holding down the number four spot. Verica gave you a call and wanted to run it back with Dwayne Crespo. How long would it take you to say yes, and how excited would you be?
Immediately, I say yes, and it's not the rematch with Dwayne is not exciting to me because I feel like I already beat him with my left when I needed a surgically repaired on my other arm, my good arm. Not only that, but my left arm was also torn up too. So it was like me going in at 10%, and I feel like I beat him. I feel like he fouled me in the eye. Um, Multiple times, if not twice, three times. If it was twice, I should have got a extra shot, which could have been a decider. I would have went with a draw too. It could have been a draw. Um, but no, it doesn't excite me. He's not going to move me. If he hits me, I'm not moving like I did last time. He has no power. He wants to. I heard he wants to gain extra 20 pounds or something. Dude, the dude's fat, bro. Like he's fat. He has no strength. He's fat. He doesn't know what he's doing. He doesn't know how to lift. He trained at a Fisher Price gym in Rochester, New York, with a bunch of amateurs, bro. And he runs his mouth. He thinks he's the greatest, but he's not really the greatest. He's not that great, bro.
Yeah. I'll tell you, man, I'd love to see that happen. I'm sure Big G's would love to see that happen too, kind of squash a lot of beefs and things that have kind of happened from that last matchup. But,
Bring it.
I'm sure there's big things, in the works for you right now. What can you say? Can you give us any insights in kind of the next 30, 60, 90 days? What's ahead for you?
Well, I don't. I can't really unload anything yet, but that should give you some sort of foreshadow into what's gonna happen here.
Okay. Okay.
But um, in the next couple of weeks, I got an awesome movie coming out. of me training with Sensei Slap Johnson.
Okay.
So be prepared for that. It's gonna be a big one. It's really fucking awesome. We already put the
Trailer
preview
up.
out there of me
Yeah, yeah.
slapping the rock, but you're gonna be surprised. There's some surprises in there.
Awesome.
But that I mean, I guess I could drop this, but also today I got the call saying that I'm gonna be in the video game. So you'll be
Cool.
able to slap me in the Power Slap mobile game. Make sure you go and download it on the Google Play or Apple Store now. It's free. 3.99 gets rid of the ads. Might want to gotta pay that. You gotta get those ads out of here.
Totally, man. The ads are insanity in that app
I
right
know,
now.
bro. You've been playing. You've been playing it.
Yeah, yeah, of course, man. Of course.
Hell yeah. No, it's
Yeah.
great for like plane rides and stuff. I found. I was like having a good time.
Totally, man. Yeah, it's great to see they're updated all the time as well. What'd you think of them updating the cover? It went from Ron to Nate Bernard. What does that signal?
Actually, it went from Ron to AJ to
Okay.
John Davis to Nate Bernard.
Oh,
So
I'm
it,
out of the loop then.
yeah, I got screenshots of it because I congratulate the guys
Yeah,
when
yeah,
when
yeah.
that stuff happens, man. That's a really big thing, man. When I found out I'm in the video game, man, it's like, wow, I'm in a fucking video game, man. I'm a gamer all my life, and here I am
Mhm.
now in one. This is sick. So so I'm just pumped, and no, I'm proud of the guys. Well deserved. You know, I really have nothing, but I'm glad this stuff is happening
Yeah.
to us, man. You know, we've kind of been at it for what more than a year and a half, almost 2 years now with the qualifier. Just to be a part of the qualifier to see what it is now is just it's crazy, man. It's getting bigger and
Totally.
bigger.
I hear you, man. Let's do a hypothetical.
Sure.
Frank or Erica calls you. There's an opening on the October 25th card. Will you be ready and would you take a fight?
Yeah. No, I will definitely take a fight. I'm not 100%. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't know
Hmm.
if I'm gonna be 100% on October 25th as far as my power and everything is concerned, but
Hmm.
I'm still gonna fight. I think I'll be able to get as much as I need for whoever I'm gonna be fighting. Because let's face it, a lot of the guys who are around me, I don't know. I think I top them. So um, it's going to be one for the ages. The Return of the King. I'm back. I'm harder than a motherfucker, bro.
Hmm.
Like I said, I had blue balls the size of Jupiter, man. As you can tell, because I'm letting it out now. You know what I mean? If I
Of
wasn't
course.
injured this whole entire time, it would
Hmm.
be like this, man. I would be causing all sorts of problems for everybody and running over everybody that stands in my way, man. That's just how I am. I see people saying like oh it's just insecurity. That's why this is going on or he's just trying to be Conor McGregor. No, I don't give a fuck about Conor McGregor. I am
Hmm.
who I am, and this is who I am, man. I love confrontation. I love getting down to the nitty gritty when I can.
Hmm.
When it's demon time, it's the best time. I love unleashing the beast, man. That's why this sport is fucking amazing because I could just go up there and just be a demon, man. So, whoever wants it can get it. If someone has something to say it, and
Hmm.
just be prepared for the repercussions, man. It's not gonna be pretty.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I hear you, man. So even though you won't be at 100%, you still take the fight. How hard have you been training that left hand? And like, do you feel if someone dedicates enough time to it, I mean, if you've had a lot of time off here, like, do you think you could ever get that left hand up to 75, 80% of your right, where you would feel just as confident to be able to throw it in an actual match?
Yeah, actually, I do. I do believe that I can use the left. I kind of did show it off with Dwayne. I mean, I wasn't
Hmm.
using the left because I had a tear in it, and now I was able to have the tear worked out, so
Hmm.
it's good now. But when I was fighting Dwayne and I actually used the left, I mean, the second slap that I had was on the butt, and it almost
Hmm.
knocked him out. They show him like looking down. He looked like he was out of it, right? They didn't show that he took 4 steps backward from the table when I hit him with the left on the button. So I mean, I almost knocked his ass out. So yeah, absolutely I can, and that was without training the left at
Yeah.
all. I mean, it was like probably 2 months I couldn't train with the left.
Hmm.
So the left right now is fine. I'm working out both. As if like I said, I got one that's the Soul Slicer, and the other is the Excalibur, buddy. So you can get either one, and there might be a
Yeah.
time where I come out and I use both.
Awesome, man. Awesome. Let's talk about a couple matches that could be coming up here. It seems to be destined right now that Nate Bernard is going to go up against Damien DeBell whenever he's ready, medically cleared, and able to come back.
Yeah.
What do you think of that matchup? And do you have any early predictions for us on where you think that matchup might go?
I like both guys, man. Nate's a great guy. The Bell, he's a buddy of mine. I love the Bell. I just met Nate. We had a good time for his fight against Dwayne. I'm going to be honest and say I think the experience of the Bell is probably going to pull this one out for him. We haven't. I've seen Bell get stumbled, but I've never seen Bell get knocked down. Bell to me is a weird guy, man. He's studying to be a lawyer, but he's a slap fighter, and he's a funny guy. And he's got some weird power. Like I don't want to say I underestimated him, but I just hang out with him, and it's just that when he comes on the stage, he's just a completely different person. So, nothing against Nate. I just think the experience for the Bell could play a big role. But we'll see the coin toss, man. Whoever gets that coin toss in that first hit, I mean, the power of Nate is undeniable. That dude looks like a freaking Mack truck. So if he can get one off on Bell and rock his world, that could change the whole landscape of the match. But same could be said if the Bell gets it. That dude has power for days. He actually knocked out Dwayne, whereas Nate knocked him out, but he was still standing. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
But Bell knocked him clean the fuck out. He was bleeding from the mouth, drooling, saying, "Look at the birdies." He was out cold. So it's going to be interesting. We're going to see what Nate's made of, and
Mhm.
I don't think he's going to disappoint, man. I think it's going to be a good match.
Yeah. Let's kind of bring it full circle.
Sure.
We talked about, some of the coaches on the original road to the title, yourself becoming a coach. Darius, what has kind of gone wrong for him, and where does he kind of go from here in Power Slap?
Uh, you know, Darius is an enigma. It's tough for him because he went 17-0. That's insane.
Mhm.
But as soon as he stepped into Power Slap, things changed. I think it may be an adjustment to the rules. Um, it may be the competition overall. I don't want to say anything bad about Darius because there's really nothing bad to say. I just think he got, it happens. We lose sometimes.
Mhm.
I haven't really studied his matches enough to really specifically break down what occurred at those matches. But in my opinion, Darius is a legend. He'll forever be a legend. He's one of the pioneers before Power Slap, um, which is phenomenal. He got so much reach just from his platform, so it's definitely to be respected. I respect him with the utmost respect. I love that kid. He's a great guy,
Mhm.
and
Still
you know
young.
I, yeah, young guy, man. Like he's got a huge future. I think since I hope this isn't a. I hope whatever he does next isn't a match where this decides if he stays or goes,
Mhm.
because he's in a right now he's in a tough spot. He could be facing me. That's a tough match. He could be facing who else? He could be, possibly Dwayne. Dwayne
Yeah.
moved down a little bit. Sass Billy,
Yeah. So
Sass Billy.
James Stone here. Yeah.
Yeah, Sass Billy's looking like he's a changed man. He could come out and be dangerous, but I never count Darius out because
Mhm.
he's still dangerous. He still has knockout power. He still has put on some solid matches. Has Wolverine knocked him out, but he went to decision with Dorian. So we'll see, man. I wish him all the best. I hope he can get back on his feet, and I hope whoever he faces next gives him the respect that he deserves because he's an absolute legend and is definitely the greatest heavyweight of all time of slap.
Absolutely, man. I mean, that 17-0 record is going to be very, very difficult for anybody to break. But
Tell you what.
we've got one person who's trying for that, and it's kind of in the news. KO Chris Thomas, 6-0, well on his way there, 1/3 of the way there. So you've been stirring the pot on that one. I know you've been getting under his skin. How did this whole thing start, and has it become personal now?
Yeah. Before, well, let me just put it this way. Before everything started, I really liked Chris Thomas. When we lived in the house, I thought he was great. He was nothing but respectful. Um, nothing came out of his mouth. I mean, there was a couple weird things with him and Slap Jesus, that whole spiel. But I always had his back. Never had anything bad, nothing bad to say about him. But one day I was just not really paying attention to anything. I was just living my life. I have a Facebook notification saying Chris Thomas has mentioned you in a comment. I look at the comment, and Chris Thomas is just like telling me that I'm all talk. You know, that's all I do is talk, talk, talk. I don't compete. I don't fight. This, that, and the other thing. And one thing is I'm injured. You know, so I can't fight unless I have doctor clearance, which I got. So and now I'm fighting. But for him to say that about me, I don't fight. Well, dude, you don't fight either because you're suspended, bro, on drugs and steroids and whatever the fuck else you took, bro. Um, and saying that it's for his recovery and stuff. Get the fuck out of here, bro. I've been around that stuff, and you don't stay on that stuff for that long, bro. You're still doing something. But he just went on a tirade. He started talking bad about my parents, saying things like, I lived off them and stuff like that, bro. Everything that my parents ever had was robbed from me from other pieces of my family. So for him to even say that was just it really struck a chord with me. Well, he immediately apologized. He apologized to me, and I said, you know what, that's cool, man. You know what, I'll accept the apology because I liked him so much. I really liked Chris Thomas. He was a great guy from what I thought. Um, but then he's just, I don't know what it is. I guess he was seeing what I was doing through my socials. I post a lot. I feel as if I'm doing a lot of cool stuff. I don't beg for it. I don't ask for it. It just comes to me, man. I'm just working hard. I'm trying to, boost us into our popularity. Get different eyes on it, and make power slap, make it a huge thing. So I think he's I think I don't want to. I mean, jealousy is probably the best word for it. I just gotta say, like, maybe he's jealous of the things that I'm doing, and he's just watching it. And he's like, why am I not doing it? Maybe he's thinking Power Slap is doing this for me, which they're not. They haven't really been doing too much for me, as far as pushing my socials or getting me to do like these interviews and stuff like that. It's pretty much been all on me. Um, so I don't know. I think it gets to him. And I had a podcast with Kevin Holland and the Realize Recognize guys and T Rex, who is someone that Chris actually knows apparently. Um, but he had to like one up me. He posted a video and he was trying to one up me, and then he started texting my guy like, "Oh, put me on the podcast, do this and that and the other thing," and I'm like, this guy is trying to like, he's just trying to I don't know. I wouldn't say follow in my footsteps per se, but for some reason he's just really spiteful of what I'm doing, which he shouldn't care. He should be doing his own thing. If anything, he has more of a platform and outreach than I do. He's a champion. I'm not even the champion. So I just said, you know what, fuck it. I'm fed up. I had all these videos loaded up from the time he was talking about my parents, and I
Mhm.
was gonna throw them up and crush them, but now's the time. I mean, a lot of people honestly are fed up with this guy. He talks a lot. He begs everyone for fucking money, bro. He goes around texting everyone for money. I don't get it. He's probably one of the highest paid power slap strikers. Um, and he's just a nuisance, man. I don't think he's a good fit for what we're doing, man. We're professionals now, and the some of the things he does and the way he acts is just very unprofessional. And it's from the way my phone has been ringing ever since I started the 5 days of DQ with DQ Chris. Apparently, a lot of people feel the same way. So
Yeah. So I guess it's safe to say that it's not Dairy Queen Chris. That's not what you're referring to.
that's funny. No, it's disqualification, Chris.
Okay, okay,
As you can
okay.
see a lot, and it's funny because I guess since I've been posting these videos and pointing out like the steps, the clubbing, how he karate chops people. A lot of people didn't realize that was going on, which is very surprising because I knew that shit was going on for a while. I didn't want to say anything because once again, I liked KO Chris,
Hmm.
but he just keeps running his mouth and just saying weird stuff and talking behind people's back and begging for money, and then it's just I don't deal with that. I'm a real person. He goes around, tries to bully some people. He owes Darius hundreds of dollars from a bet that he's not paying up. But I'm sure if Darius lost the bet, he would want him to pay up. So it's like I'm just fed up with the guy. A lot of people are really fed up. They don't really want to speak out. I mean, I guess I'm not saying I'm like a hero or anything, but I guess like
Hmm.
it took me to come out and start saying this for everyone to really open up. And now you can see it's kind of snowballed into like everyone's starting to become more active on social media and everyone's talking
Hmm.
shit now and stuff like that. So I think it's pretty cool. I think it's good. I think it's good to have that sort of like interaction. Whereas we all like each other, we're all like a brotherhood, but I mean we're in the fight business, man. We got to get
Hmm.
violent.
Totally. I mean, it's good to see, some antagonist protagonist kind of starting to happen. It's good to see some people obviously having disagreements, out there and starting to build some of that rivalry, starting to give some excitement. I think obviously the reality show being able to build upon, Power Slap number one coming out gave it great context. There's a lot going on. There hasn't been a reality series since. I know they're working real hard on the second one. But I mean, obviously, you guys don't get paid to trash, to trash talk each other. So I mean, ultimately, at the end of the day, you got to show up at the events and be able to perform to collect those checks. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe was there one Power Slap event that you weren't at, or have you been to every
Yeah.
single one?
No,
So
there's only one. It was the International Fight Week.
okay, so let me ask you. I'm just going to try and go full circle here to try to relate to Chris here a little bit.
Sure.
How hard was it for you to be sitting at home during that Power Slap event during the week and feeling like you weren't there with the boys?
I mean, it was hard because obviously I wanted it to be there.
Hmm.
I would love to be at every single event. This is my home. This is something I've worked hard for. I put my blood, sweat, and tears, my body, my health. I could have died when One Eyed Wolf hit me in the jugular. I live and breathe this, man. I love Power Slap. This is something big for me, and I'm going to take this opportunity and I'm going to blast off. For me to be, I wasn't necessarily on the sideline, but for International Fight Week to be on the sidelines, it was kind of bittersweet, but I understood. It's a big week. You're showcasing in front of the MMA world. You want the best of the best to be there, right? So,
Hmm.
you put up the heavyweight champ. The Bell was a coach. John Davis was a coach. Unfortunately, I couldn't compete or catch, I guess you could say. Um, but I I'm not going to be a selfish person. If when he said John Davis is going to be the coach and the Bell is going to be coach, I was like, that's perfect. You want the champs to shine. I want the champions to shine. I even wanted Chris Thomas to shine, bro. But he's
Hmm.
so out of it and doing some weird stuff. It just looks bad. But I want other guys to shine too. I don't want to hog all the spotlight. I don't want to be the only face of this sport. I don't want that. And I think guys think I do, but I don't. I want this to be a big thing for all of us. I want to enjoy everything with the guys. So it was bittersweet, but it was fine. Like I wanted, like I said, I wanted everyone else to shine. But you know what I think happened is that there's levels to the coaching, man. People don't
Hmm.
realize it that there's a certain type of aptitude that you have to have in order to be a coach for this type of sport. You're seeing your friends get knocked out, devastated. You want to do everything that you can in the best of your power to get them that W. You have to pay attention. You can't be looking around everyone. You have to pay attention to everything that's going on. You have to be quick on your feet. One of the guys that we haven't seen their fight yet, but one of the guys got KO'd out cold. They have the new instant replay after the knockdown, right? You can see the instant replay on the TV monitors. While I was watching the instant replay, the guy who knocked out the other guy, his feet moving big
Hmm.
time, big step. I'm looking at Dana White. I'm like, dude, that's a I'm like, stepping, foul. They're like, yep, boom, foul. The guy got disqualified. The other guy got the win. Like stuff like that. You gotta be quick, right? I don't want to say that there was any bad coaching, but I
Yeah.
heard that some of the coaching was very questionable, if there was coaching at all. I think they noticed that. They immediately brought me back in. And I think I do a great job coaching, man. I haven't heard anything bad. I don't want to really toot my horn that much, but I think I showed them that there's a different level.
Gotcha, my man. Yeah. Obviously you need to be on social, you need to be promoting yourself. I mean, to be able to get the outside opportunities that you said, being on podcasts, getting the opportunities, the sponsors, stuff like that. I mean, obviously we know, your personal sponsors, don't really translate, once you get there to Vegas, you're not able to wear the gear for in the official media setting and stuff like that. So it's kind of a fine balance. I think you want to be able to promote yourself, build a brand, because I mean, with over 100 athletes now on the roster, they're not going to be able to put all the resources of Power Slap behind promoting every single fighter. So
Right.
kind of see it, kind of hand in hand. And the guys that aren't there, on the card, I can just imagine how hard it is, because you want to be there, you want to chomp at that bit to have the opportunity to have that spotlight.
Yeah.
Obviously you've taken on a persona, if you want to say that, the Hulk Hogan of Power Slap, in a lot of ways, and bringing that bigger than life personality to it. And I'll be honest, man, I've actually never told you this, but I actually had my doubts that you'd ever get back up there. To be honest,
Oh.
I actually thought at one point that I was like, man, I don't think he'll ever be able to recover. And I seen how hard you're pushing with coaching. That's just my personal, that I was like, I commend you for staying with it, having the mental fortitude to overcome that injury. It's not a disrespect, but I just like, when I
No, please go
seen
on.
when I
It's the
seen
truth.
the injury, I was like, man, like I don't know if we'll see this guy back.
Yeah.
For you to push through and be cleared and be on that cusp, I give you a ton of credit for sticking through with it. And I know it's not an easy process to see it through. And I'm sure you probably had your doubts along the way too, whether you said it publicly or not. Um,
Yeah,
you know,
man, I'll let you know. I'll be the first one to say it. Me too, bro. I was
mhm,
scared, man. It was this injury. It's kind of common for what we do if you think about it, because our
mhm,
arm is outstretched and we're hitting like a freaking rock, bro, a mountain range, whoever it may be. I actually, one of the RXF events that they had in Romania, the guy threw a slap. His first slap blew his bicep. So
yeah,
it happens. But yeah, I was with you. I remember you saying like, I don't think we're gonna see him until 24.
mhm,
So we're a little bit earlier there for you, buddy.
for sure, for
But
sure.
yeah, man, we're back. I'm strong. I'm gonna be stronger than ever, man. I don't
Mhm,
I don't know if I'm gonna be. I'm probably gonna be as strong as I was coming to the 25th. I really want to be stronger because I know I can still push it harder and
mhm,
harder. I'm not in the best shape yet, but I'm getting there. But it was tough. I had a very hard time. There was a period
mhm,
where I went through a little bit of a injury depression. I couldn't golf. It
mhm.
was hard to clean my. It was hard to do things for myself, and I live by myself. I have friends, but they're all working. They all have their own lives. They can't really help me with things, so I had to do everything myself with I couldn't with an arm like this. You know what I mean?
Totally.
So
Yeah, yeah.
it was fun. It was
And
tough, man. Huh?
I was say you could take a pickleball. You only need one hand.
Fucking pickleball, bro. So funny thing about pickleball, and I don't know if you had John Davis on, but some guy was talking
Yeah,
shit to John who played
yeah.
pickleball, and John
Mhm.
Davis is on a warpath right now, bro. He just started going off. This motherfucking effer is play
Yeah, yeah.
pickleball, and he's talking bad about power slap, and he plays pickleball. Like, oh, dude, so funny.
Yeah, I
Um,
actually seen the Louis Vuitton pickleball set for $100,000. Looks
oh,
pretty
good
Gucci, man.
Jesus, bro. Oh God. But anyway,
Yeah,
back to the injury, bro.
yeah.
The injury the injury's doing good. I have the best doctor. He's a Cleveland Browns doctor. I have
Cool.
probably the best physical therapist you can have in Stephanie. Um, and we've been working hard. I've been learning from them too. So, I mean, I think I'm the first slap fighter to go through a rehab session. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? So they have all these things set up for me that are specific to like slapping. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So really, while I was injured, I was still training while I was injured
Hmm.
in a very odd way. I wasn't really, I'm gaining my strength back, but it could all help overall. But
Cool.
no, I'm back, man. I'm back. I'm ready to
Awesome.
go. I'm ready to sign the dotted line. I'm ready to announce what I have to announce, and hopefully I can come back and shout it out.
For sure, for sure. I got to ask you though, because I can see the vague, resemblance of a steak and shake big gulp you got on the side. Yeah, is that in the diet to getting back on stage?
Some steaks and weights, baby. You know it. We need that protein, baby. If it
Yeah.
ain't from a cow, it ain't for me, brother. So let's go. You know what I mean?
Awesome,
No
my
white
man.
meat, red meat all day. Steaks on. Let's go to Texas Roadhouse. Let's get that T-bone 21-ounce T-bone, bro, with the shroomies, the onions, and the cheese, bro. Oh my god. Oh.
Awesome, buddy. Appreciate you as always, my man. It was great catching up with you. Good half hour here in the books. Long. It has been a long time, but it's been a good time, man, to get here. I know it's been, through the summer here, kind of the dog days of summer. We're back at it. Power Slap number 5, going to be exciting. And the reality series is coming. Power Slap number 6, and Dana promised us in 2024 it'll be a road show. Where will it go? We
Mm.
going overseas to Dubai? We going to the Big Island of Hawaii? I don't know, my man, but it's sure gonna be exciting.
Oh, it definitely is. Send me to Hawaii, baby. Like, get me on that beach with some white sand and some good looking ladies, and the king will be kings, baby.